All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join us here tonight. I'll share more about the us in just a second. Yeah, we're live on Coach Eli 2 uncensored live streams, and I just found out about some very disturbing news. I cannot confirm that it is 100% accurate, but from what I've seen and heard, I more so believe it is. I will confirm this after doing more research later tonight. Before I get to this disturbing news here, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. Should be going out there any second now. And let me check out the back end of YouTube, make sure it's rolling smoothly. Where is the YouTube notification? Am I on the wrong account again? Let me just check here. Sorry about that. I think I'm on the right account. Yeah, nope, it went out. All right, everything is rolling smoothly. So before we get to the topic of tonight's show, first of all, I will say my lady is backstage waiting live to talk about some stuff tonight. I'll share more about that when we get to her in just a few minutes. But before I bring her on, I wanted to share some very disturbing breaking news. Again, I cannot confirm this is 100% accurate, but I believe it is true. A good friend of mine that I met out here on YouTube over 4 years ago, stemming back to my former channel, has supposedly passed away over the weekend. He goes by the YouTube username, or went by the YouTube username ODN, or Old Dirty Ninja, aka Cole Courtner. And I got to tell you, he was a good guy, and he had been through a lot in his life. I had heard from him in the past that, he's had some medical issues, but I didn't know that he had life-threatening medical issues. Maybe he didn't even know. Maybe this just kind of happened. Maybe he had cancer and didn't want to tell anyone. The information that I have doesn't state what the cause of death was. But I actually really cared about the guy. And he was one guy that really stood up for me when a bunch of trolls and haters were coming at me in the past. And, him and I had a falling out at one point, but it wasn't for a bad reason. I was just trying to get away from drama. And about a year ago or so, we started talking again, and he was proud of the fact that I had removed myself from all the drama, and he had removed himself pretty much from the drama as well. I was connected with Cole, aka Old Dirty Ninja, on Facebook Messenger behind the scenes. And the last message that I received from him, I'm just looking right here, was on June 10th of this year, 2022, was the last time that we spoke. You will be missed, brother. Yeah, I don't care what anyone says. You were a good guy. You meant well. Yes, you did some things. We've all done some things that we're not too proud of. But, I always had mad respect for you. And even though you were a bit younger than me, he was in his early 30s. I looked at you like a brother, man. And I felt for your age, you were pretty mature. I felt for a millennial, you defied the stereotype of the millennials. And I was very proud of you. I'm still very proud of you, even though I'm hearing you're in a better place now. So to Old Dirty Ninja, a.k.a. ODN, a.k.a. Cole Courtner, God rest your soul. My condolences to you and your family. You will be tremendously missed, and you'll be in our thoughts and prayers, and same with your family. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'll tell you this before I bring my lady on. I really hope the entire YouTube community that Cole was a part of takes this seriously, including some people that I know really weren't too fond of him. I ask you that for at least one day or for a week or a month or so, at least, give the guy and his family some peace. Let go of all of your anger and respect this moment in this man's life, despite your differences. Again, may you rest in peace, man. All right. Tonight, I have my lady waiting by backstage, and we were going to start this show earlier, but I was trying to find out what was going on. A group of people from this past drama sphere have been trying to reach out to me to get me to their shows, but I really don't want any part of the drama. And I know this is not drama, but I found out the information. Thank you for reaching out to me. I would rather just stay away from all the people in that group, but I am really proud that even this drama sphere, some of the drama sphere groups that ODN was a part of or knew about, is taking this seriously, and they're mourning in his death. Tonight, we're going to be discussing my lady shares how she was violated last night, plus discussing women's empowerment. One more time, my lady shares how she was violated last night, plus discussing women's empowerment. All right, without further ado, let's once again bring back the lady of every hour when she's on this channel, because she's my lady. I say she's the lady of every hour, not just the hour, every hour. Please welcome my lady back to the show. Babe, welcome back. Big round of applause.
Thank you, my life. Thank you.
You're quite welcome, babe.
I'm
You're quite
sorry.
welcome.
I'm sorry if I don't sound overly excited, but what you just said just really struck my emotions about ODN. I'm sick about it. I really am. What a good person. Gone way too soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he will remain a moderator on both my channels. He was a moderator. I know his account will be there. I know he's not there to control it. Maybe he can control it from heaven,
Yes, but
Yeah.
you know what? Yes, it's almost like in my world of baseball when you retire a number. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You're saying, I respect you. This was you. You're never going to lose what you earned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So rest in peace. Rest in peace,
R.I.P.
dear friend.
R.I.P. big guy. Yeah.
All right.
Like they say,
so we will move on.
Like they say in show business, baby. What's the famous line?
I don't know right now. What are you talking about?
The show must go on, baby. I'm sure you've heard of that line.
The show must go on. Yes.
The show must go on.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And what I want to say before the show goes on is that I realize my trials and tribulations and what I go through is minimal to what the rest of the world is going through. And that's evident tonight. We had no idea the struggles medically he was going through. And I realized what I'm going through is nothing compared to what the rest of the world is. But I still want to share my story just so I can help somebody.
Absolutely. And baby, your story is important too. I understand that when a death
Yes,
happens to
I
someone we
know.
cared, I understand when a death
I
happens to
know.
someone. Let me try that again. I'm sorry. I understand when a death happens, it's a big damper, and it makes us feel like, hey, we shouldn't be whining and complaining about our own things because there's nothing worse than what just happened. But everyone's story is important. Everyone's life and their passing is important, and we're going to celebrate it in a positive way here. So anyway, let's try
Yeah.
to cheer up a little bit here because
Woof
I
woof.
may, I may, I
Yeah.
may, I may, I may end up doing a special tribute to ODN tomorrow on Coach Eli too. Um, I'm gonna go back and see some old footage I have. It's probably some deleted footage, because we had some pretty interesting times over the years. And I remember, there was an episode that I did have to remove. It was done on my main channel before I got monetized, and it was pretty funny. I don't know. I may, put it on tomorrow as part of some clips. But yeah, keep it locked here, and we'll do something for ODN. But baby, you are you're back. You're back so soon. You decided
Well,
to.
I felt, yes, let me just say really quick. I felt this was a really important thing to talk about. I would not have been back this soon, but what happened to me last night, I need to share so other women do not have this happen to them. I need to make them aware of what is going on in the world and how to protect themselves. It's not millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, it's all women. We are all vulnerable to what happened to me last night.
Yeah, yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about that during the first part of the show, and then once you're done, take all the time you need, baby. I'm not gonna interrupt you. I may ask you some questions in between if that's cool with you. Uh, that's what we're gonna do during the first part of the show, and then we're gonna take a break and come back, and my lady and I are gonna discuss women's empowerment, and that's going to be pretty interesting. So they should stick around for that too, huh, baby? I'm going to talk about women's empowerment with my
Oh,
own woman.
yeah, that should be interesting.
Boy, yeah, I hope I get some this weekend, huh, baby?
Right?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I know it's hard to be funny tonight after the ODN thing, but let's do this show in
Oh,
his
no,
memory.
no. Yeah, let's just go.
Let's just go. All right.
I know
So
he would want us. Yeah,
just like my father, when he passed away, he would want the show to go on and live in his memory. I'm sure ODN, Cole Courtner, Old Dirty Ninja wants the same thing. So yes, let's do it. Let's do this for ODN tonight and for the rest of the week. So baby, it was interesting. What happened last night, and when we talked this morning, like, I have to say, I was just really, really happy to hear you say you wanted to come, live on the air tonight and talk about this. It was completely your idea, unprovoked. I didn't even say anything. You said you wanted to do this, right? Let's just clarify that before we move on.
absolutely. It was all my idea. I What happened last night, and we'll get into that, is a serious subject, and I want to give credit to some people that I've actually talked bad about on this spectrum. And so yeah, no, it's very important to talk about this and just make people aware, make women aware that they are not, they are not, well, I don't want to say too much because we haven't said what happened. So I'll wait until we say the story.
Hold on. Yeah, Pablo's in the house saying, yo, RIP ODN. Heard, bro. It is true, right? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, real quick before we get to your story again, babe. The reason why I don't want to say 100%, I'm sure it's accurate, is a lot of these people in this drama sphere group, they've fabricated so many things that when something even as devastating as this happens, it makes me question their integrity, right? So I'm not taking anything
Oh
away
yeah.
from the passing of ODN, but until I confirm it, I mean, I was trying to look on Facebook and I couldn't find anything. Until I fully 100% confirm it, I'm just going to assume it is true. I'd like to think that even these drama sphere people that just love to make shit up wouldn't make something like this up. So, but you have to understand why I'm a little
Oh
hesitant to, yeah,
yeah. No, you and I both have this feeling that we want to see the good in people. We want to know that they're actually legit,
right.
and when they're saying this stuff, they're coming at us real. And throwing away the drama, throwing away all of the bullshit, saying, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, bro. I heard this was true." And RIP. No reason to lie about something so serious. This is
Yeah,
serious. And if I
it is.
hear that it's not true, oh, these people are going down. I'm going to tear them up online.
Yeah, I think that if it wasn't true, I think ODN would have found out about it by now and gone live on his channel. That because that's where I looked. It is not confirmed, probably. Yeah, that's the thing. This is
He
the
hasn't
thing,
been
right?
on his he hasn't been on his channel since when?
Well, it's, I think since I don't know, he takes see what ODN does is he would do live streams and then delete them or put them to private because he didn't want his channel getting taken down. He would create some pretty interesting topics or content that would push the community guidelines on YouTube. I didn't think his content was a big deal, but he does push. He was pushing the guidelines. So, I mean, I can go on his channel right now, and if I here, you know what? Let me just do it from my laptop. That would probably be a lot easier. Um, ODN, old dirty ninja.
Friend.
Yeah, the last video that's publicly available was a YouTube short. I got a silver tooth 3 weeks ago. Community postings 1 month ago. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he was doing some streams. He always would do streams, but he would put them to private. So, the last thing he had out there publicly available was 3 weeks ago. And if people were talking about his death and it wasn't true, he would have found out about it by now and he would have gone live or put something out there. So I'm leaning, towards it being more true. I hope it's not, but who knows? I mean,
I hope.
this is the thing. This is the thing with these people. It's like they all plot this stuff, right? And I don't want to. I love ODN, and if he's gone, I loved him, still love him, even though he's in a better place supposedly. But again, it's hard to believe anything that comes out of these people's mouths based on my
Yeah.
experiences with them over the last 5+ years. So, you know,
Can I say hello to Rosie? Welcome.
yes, you may. Yes, you may.
Yes. Welcome,
Pablo
Rosie.
Pablo says it is not confirmed. Probably. Furthermore, Pablo says although I did hear it resurface on all kinds of places, it could or could not be true. Probably. Yeah. Again, I did research and I need to do some more research. I will find out. But again, I just don't trust these people that are putting out the information. I just don't trust them. So, all right, baby, let's go ahead and get to your story here. And yeah, last night you contacted me. Actually, you were trying to contact me. I was taking a nap. I was so tired. I was going to do a stream last night while you were at darts because every Tuesday night you play darts in your area. And you were trying to reach out to me, and then I had to wake up from my nap, and I tried calling you back, and you were really distraught. Let's start off. Let everyone know what happened. Share with us what happened, and
Yeah,
then I know this story has an interesting ending to it.
well, yes. It started literally the moment I got there. Like when we start darts, it's at 7 p.m. So I was walking in about 6:50 through the back gate of the bar that I go to play darts. This gentleman that I've known for a few years, and I call him an acquaintance. He's not a true friend because we don't hang out, we don't talk or share anything, but I know
Mm-hmm.
who he is. I saw him. I said hello. I went up. I gave him one of those acquaintance hugs to say, hey, how are you doing? And then I go to walk in. First thing he was to tell me as I'm walking in, and I'm going to put this out there, I don't care. He says,
Mm-hmm. So,
you have no ass. Well, you know what? I'm not, I don't have a lot of junk in the trunk, but you know what? I've got a lot up front. So I'm proud of that. And you know what?
I
I'm
mean,
proud of my body.
let me say something real quick. I like her ass, and so I don't know why she's saying that or he's saying that, but anyway, go ahead, continue. It's not my
But
story, but I
no,
just
I'm
wanted to throw
saying,
that in there.
oh, thank you, my love. No, all I'm saying is I'm proud of my body the way it is.
Right.
And I took it with a grain of salt. And I said, yeah, you know, I don't have a lot back there, but I'm okay with it. So you have a good night. And I went inside and I'm doing my thing. I'm playing my game. And he keeps coming up and telling me how much of I don't have an ass. And I'm like, dude, I literally, like I do to you, I said, you know what? I don't need to hear this shit 17 times a night.
Wow.
You said it, I heard it, I accepted it. Back
Mm.
the fuck off. And I don't know if that triggered him or not. But then, like about 30 minutes later, I'm standing there playing my game, watching the dartboard, and he comes up behind me. He puts both hands on my side and decides to try to rub himself on me and then tell me, see, your ass isn't even big enough to feel my dick.
What?
I wanted to say, well, yeah. And I wanted to say, well, maybe your dick's not big enough to reach it. But I said, I will give no response to any man other than mine. You will not trigger any kind of emotion. Your touch doesn't affect me that way. So get away. And I play darts with my landlord. He's on my team and he knows me very well. We've been friends for 6 years. And he knows what I go through. He knows what I've gone through. And he saw that and he came up to me right away. And he said, are you okay? I said, no, I'm not. I'm not okay. And ironically, I was talking last week about this guy who was heckling me and being mean to me. And this same gentleman saw the same stuff going on, walked up to my landlord and said, what's going on? And when
Wow.
my landlord told him, he said, I have it handled. Pulled him into the back, shut his ass down. This man didn't speak to me again, didn't even look at me the rest of the night. I don't know what was
Wow.
said or done, but the one guy that was heckling me and being mean to me 3 weeks ago and had done the background check on you.
Baby, hold on a second.
Wound
Hold
up.
on. Hold on a second before you give, because that's like the kicker right there. Before we get to that part, because that is a great ending to the story, unexpected, right? Let's. Do you mind if I
Yeah.
share my thoughts regarding the first part before we
Yeah.
get to that?
No, I
That
welcome it.
very
Yeah, I welcome it.
yeah,
Please.
yeah, because that blew my mind away as well, and it actually, um, you know, is a great ending to a story that started out pretty crappy, and this is exactly what I do to teach people, and because my lady handled this maturely in the past with this one guy, you're going to hear uh, something that turned around because of this situation with someone that was coming at her in the past in the same bar where darts are played at every Tuesday, right? But yeah, so basically, this guy has been a longtime
Yeah,
friend of
I can
yours,
rewind that.
acquaint.
I can rewind that back to last week and tell everybody what happened as far
Yeah,
as he tried to
yeah,
heckle me again and
yeah.
I
Let's get
didn't
to
even
that. But
engage.
right, we're gonna get to that part. But what I want to do is, share my thoughts during the first part and ask you a few questions and ask you, how you handled it and how you would suggest other women or people in a similar situation to handle it. So basically, this is a guy that you've known for years, an acquaintance, a good friend. Is he a close friend or just an acquaintance you know through other people? You know,
Well, this is the thing. I've been living in this town for a long time. And it's a small town. We have a very close knit community. And several years ago, I got involved with this community, and we were all great friends. And then it kind of went a little sideways. And because I feel the group I was in, we were all drinkers. Sometimes people would get out of control with their drinking.
okay, that's a fair
And
statement.
I'm being real. I'm being very real right now. Like, you know, the previous owner of this bar was a close personal friend of mine. And we would go to her house and have barbecues and pool parties. And there were times that literally this other gentleman was so, and I'll just say it. He's a Dodger fan, I'm a Giants fan. So that's
Okay,
what sparked all of the fucking, crap between us. But it all started out as fun, but then it got
no,
really not fun.
I want to kind of try to. I know we could go into greater detail another time, but I want to kind of get to the point of, you know, how did this guy feel comfortable enough to even do something like that? I mean, how well did you know this guy? Were you technically friends, acquaintances? How often would you hang out? Was he cool to hang out with in the past? Or, was it just some random act he would have done upon any woman that night?
No, no. I do believe he would have done that for any woman that was being attacked. I
Okay.
believe that is
No,
in
no, no,
his
no, 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 no.
nature as a
Baby, you're missing my point. I'm asking about your assailant, not about the person that rescued you. So, what I'm asking you is the guy that did what he did to you, violated you. How long have you known this guy? What
yes.
kind of relationship did you have with him? Were you close friends with him,
Oh, I'm so
acquaintances?
sorry. Okay, so I'll explain that. We met at the same place. We met at the bar. He was a cook originally there on the nights I was playing darts.
Okay.
That's how I met him.
Okay.
And I want to say I've been playing darts there for 5 years.
Okay.
This is what I do. It's one of my hobbies. It's not a bad thing. I don't go there to get drunk or anything. Like I want to say literally I spent $12 on Tuesday. You
Okay.
know, that I mean it's not that I want to go and have fun and play darts. I love that competition. So that's where
Okay.
I met him. And he's been very I don't know. It's just he's been okay during this time as an acquaintance. Um, I've never felt super threatened by him until Tuesday night.
So let me ask you:
And
has he been known to do this to any other woman? Has he been a flirty guy? Have you seen him flirt around other
yeah,
women, or was this the very first time that you've seen him do something like this?
no, he is known to do this with women.
Okay. So have other women felt violated by what he's done, or did they encourage him to do that? And that doesn't mean he could do it to you. But
Nobody spoke up.
okay. And here, okay. Let's stop right there. This is a guy that used to be a cook chef at this bar. He knows all these women there because he was working there. So, they probably, a lot of these women probably know him and probably feel somewhat comfortable with him. So he's very flirtatious with them and does, sexual lewd things, not naked, but even, with clothes on in public, and especially if it's, unwanted, like it was in your situation, that's just not right. But here's the problem. This is, and you didn't welcome it and didn't want it, but you yourself also did nothing about it, and you can still do something about it. You can file sexual assault charges. I'm not going to mention the area you're in with your police department, and I honestly think you should do that. Here's the reason why: because of what you just said. Many other women have been assaulted in this way. Nobody's reported him, so he feels he can get away with it. And you basically paid the price last night because the rest of your female buddies, no disrespect, baby, you know what I'm saying? None of them stood up for themselves. So that means this guy kept on doing what he's doing, and he did it to you. I think this guy's going to
Yeah.
continue to harass women sexually and abuse women like that until somebody takes a stand and files a police report. And I honestly think you should be the one to do it.
Well, yeah, really, really funny
Uh
is
huh.
at the beginning of the night before he did this, I was telling him that the other guy that actually rescued me, I was telling him how much I didn't like him. He goes, "Oh, but that's my buddy. Why don't you like him? He's my buddy. He's a good guy." And then at the end of the night, his buddy took him out and schooled him and told him to stop misbehaving. And, it's just this guy, I want to say this guy that did this, that came to my rescue, we used to be friends. The person that he is currently coexisting with, I don't know if they're dating or what, she used to be my best friend.
Right.
And
And these are the
there has,
people, baby, that you and I have been talking about. This is the guy that ran a background check on me because he's a bail bondsman,
yeah,
and basically that's because your former best friend, however you want to call it, you know, basically made him aware of me, and she was, I guess, trying to protect you from the evil of Coach Eli, who has absolutely no criminal record or anything.
evil
Like, go
Coach
ahead.
Eli. Yeah, evil Coach Eli.
Yeah, babe,
I'm
babe,
sorry.
babe,
Yeah.
real quick. Let me address a couple things in the chat real quick. Jackson Black's in the chat. I remember he's been here in the past, or at least on my other channel. Good evening, Coach. What's going on, Jackson? I'm having a pretty good night, and how are you? Well, doing great here with my lady, sharing some stories. First part of the shows, we are hearing rumors that ODN, Old Dirty Ninja, aka Cole Kortner, passed away over the weekend. I think he was in his early 30s. I think he was 33 or 34 at the oldest. Very young. It hasn't been confirmed 100%, but I think it is true from the evidence I've seen that's surfaced on some other channels that I no longer associate with. I kind of checked out those channels, and from what I saw, it appears to be true. But the people that are sharing the information, in the past have done some pretty lewd things, and I just don't trust them. But I think it is true. So that's what you miss. And now my Sherry. Sherry's not her name anyway. My lady shares. That's what I wanted to say. My lady sharing her story on how she was violated last night. Gosh, I can't get the words out tonight. It's been a long day, long week, baby. So many just unbelievable things are happening, and it's
Well,
like, wow.
yeah, no. But sweetheart, just hearing about ODN is so overwhelming.
Yeah,
Like that was the most overwhelming thing I've heard all day, and it literally made me nauseous to think that this could happen because he is so young
mm,
and he had a lot of great things to share with us. And so
yeah,
I'm very sad. So it is a very emotional day, and I understand why you might jumble your words right now because you and I both are dealing with this. This is heavy.
yeah.
This is a friend that we lost.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. I wish I had a chance to talk with him. I wish I had a chance to talk with him before his
Me
time came, but
too.
that's just the way it goes. But yeah, so basically, the guy that ran the background check on me, the bail bondsman, that is the, let's just call them FWB of your former best friend or best friend, or however you want to say it, right? And he came to your rescue last night, took this guy out back, and who knows, maybe roughed him up a little bit or just said, dude, just stop, dude. And I guess if they're friends, he probably just took him out back and said, dude, come on, bro.
Yeah,
You can't,
there was nothing physical.
you can't just sexually harass women, publicly or privately. Like, you just can't do that. It's an unwelcome sexual advance. That's sexual harassment. Like, seriously. I mean, you could press charges on him. You could call the cops and take him in. And honestly, I think
Yeah,
you should, because here's the thing. Like I said, if he's done this to many other women over the past 5 years and none of them have reported it, it's going to further enable him to keep on getting away with it. Someone has to step up, right?
yes.
We can talk more about
And
that.
that's why I've made it very publicly knowledgeable on Facebook with all of like our people here. So, I sent out my own private chat to the ladies that I
Mhm.
have on my own messenger, let them know what was going on. So, I'm doing what I can without getting the cops involved yet.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. None of that, I'm going to be honest. Raising awareness is one thing, and that's great. And I support that. I'm all for that. The problem is you ladies fear calling the cops because you feel the repercussion of this, right? But the bottom line is, by not calling the cops and reporting this is sexual abuse, sexual harassment, right? This enables this guy to continue getting away with it. Is this guy a millennial? How old is this guy?
No, he's like our age.
So he's in his mid 40s, mid to late 40s then.
I would
No,
imagine, yeah. That's the
is
way he
DMing
looks. He looks
is DMing a woman
like,
sexual
I mean,
harassment? Says, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
what?
I was just reading a
No, when
message
you're
real
asking me
quick.
how old he is, no,
Okay,
I'm just saying the way he looks the same age as he could be in his 40s. I don't know for a fact, but based on what he looks like, I would say he's in his 40s.
okay. Thank you, babe. Real quick, let me just jump in here for a second. Jackson Black says, I have seen him on stream or 2 times. It is a tragedy. He's talking about ODN. Yes, thank you for sharing that, Jackson. Furthermore, Jackson says, is DMing a woman sexual harassment? Oh, no, it's not. I mean, you could DM her one time. I typically I wouldn't DM someone I don't know. Sometimes guys will randomly DM hot women just because they're hot. But, if you DM anyone one time and they don't respond, or if they respond and say, hey, I'm not interested in talking with you, as long as you respect that, it can't be sexual harassment unless you're saying something sexual or they're in person. It can be harassment if you continue messaging her if she doesn't want you to, but then she can just block you. The thing with social media is that you can just block people and move on. So, there's a little bit of a difference. You can more so maybe consider it cyberbullying. But even then, here's the thing. Cyberbullying is bullshit because the FBI is in charge of cyberbullying, right? And they don't really care about cyberbullying until it's too late. They have bigger fish to fry, and they don't have enough resources to actually take on cyberbullying cases. So I mean, yeah, there's a bit of a difference in my opinion based on my experiences of being out here on YouTube and being cyberbullied per se and trying to contact the FBI and then getting nowhere. That's the answer there. But anyway, baby Moonlight's back in the house. Just got out of work. Hello, welcome to the show, Moonlight. Say hello to Moonlight, baby, and Jackson and Pablo's here and Rosie. And you there, baby? I cannot hear you, baby. I cannot hear you. Are you there? I cannot hear you. What happened? Baby, are you there? Nah, she got booted. She'll be back in a second. She got booted. So we're going to wait. There she is. You got booted, baby. Are you back?
Oh yeah, I think I got booted off. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
even
okay.
realize it. I was just sitting here.
Right, baby.
Yes. No. Can I just say something? I
Yes.
have a question. So what does that mean, DMing? Is that like the getting into your like DM box? Like,
DM stands for direct message, meaning sending a private
yeah.
message to somebody like on Instagram or, on Discord or Twitter
Oh
or
yeah,
wherever.
no, that's not sexual harassment. No.
No, they can
You
always
say
block you
what
right
you want
away.
to say. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was confused right there. I was like, no.
Yeah, baby,
I
here's the
was like,
thing.
I block everybody. Like I get my Snapchats, my Instagrams with a lot of
Yes,
stupid stuff. I block it right away.
I don't hear anyone but you. What is going on here? Say something, baby.
Baby,
Hold on.
do you hear me?
Hold on. Hold on a second. DM stands for direct message, meaning sending a private message. Yeah, Moonlight was saying, I don't hear anyone but you. Well, we're both going through, and Nightbot just timed you out for trying to use a block word. So that's kind of weird,
Me?
Moonlight. No, 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 no. Moonlight. No, Nightbot's not going to block other mods. Nightbot cannot mod other
'Cause
mods. Moonlight was saying, I don't hear anyone but you. And I just went and heard the actual show, and we're both going through. So, I don't know if that's something on her end. Now I hear two people. Okay. Well, that's because my lady was probably talking for a while, without me talking. Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. But anyway,
well, let's go.
Yeah, so let's do this, baby, because we're going to take a break here in a few and then get back to the second part of the show. We're going to be talking about women's empowerment, discussing women's empowerment. And we're going to get raw and real with you here. My lady and I are going to be honest. She's going to come from the female perspective, obviously, and I'm going to come from the male perspective. But, baby, so this guy, the bounty hunter guy that was teasing you and trying to trigger you several weeks ago, right? And even you saw him as recently as last week after that first incident happened almost a month ago. Then he stood up for you when this guy violated you by pressing up against you, even with his clothes on, after saying you have a tiny rear end, right? Which I like your rear end. It's all good. Thank you for your clear and concise answer. Well, you're welcome, Jackson. Hope you like my new microphone, my Shure SM7B. It's a lot clearer than my Blue Yeti used to be. But I'm not allowed to talk about my SM7B because my lady is tired of hearing about it. She thinks I'm in love with my microphone more than her. And that's the furthest thing from the truth, baby. But the mic does sound good, huh?
Yes, it does.
I know you probably didn't say a bad word, Moonlight. I don't know why Nightbot timed you out, but there are some words in there that will get timed out, even though they're good words. A few of them, I'm trying to tweak him as best as possible, but you should be all right. Sorry about that. He timed you out for just 5 seconds. My apologies. But yeah, this same guy came to your rescue. Now, after he came to your rescue, he took this guy out back, like you said, and he probably didn't beat him up, but he said, "Come on, dude, man, don't do this. It's stupid shit, man." He's probably saying, "Look, dude, if you wanna get with a woman, why don't you be cool, calm, and collective, and get to know a woman, and then try to get her back to your place or go to her place after getting to know her and have some fun. But don't just come up to any random woman and press yourself up against her and think that is right, right? I mean that."
Well, exactly when he knows that I'm in a relationship.
Oh, they don't care. Guys don't care if women are.
And then what he had to say afterwards was
What?
so disrespectful.
Well, let's get before you get to that, the guy that the bounty hunter guy that was coming at you that came to your rescue this time, or actually stood up for you. You had some words to say at the end as well too. Were you getting to that part of the story, or is this part you're about to share before?
No, I'll talk about the other guy, but no, I did. So I know that I can give respect to people when they deserve it. So I walked up to him one time and I said, "Thank you for that." He said, "No problem." And then at the end of the night, once I was done playing darts and I was going to go home,
make sure you don't mention your name. Make sure you don't mention any names, but go ahead.
No, I'm not. And once I was leaving, I walked up to him and I said, "You know what? I really thank you for this. And, I want to squash everything." And he said the same thing. He said, "This crap we're going through is bullshit. Let's just be friends like we used to be." And I said, "I would love that." And I walked out and I went home. And I'm hoping that's going to be what happens. I'm hoping that we both rise above all of the drama that happened in the past. And that's it. He really stepped up. I was not expecting that. I had other people there that I expected to step up much quicker. But he was the one person that stood up the fastest for me.
Wow.
And I think that's because he knows how much my other friend that I'm not going to mention that he's associated with. I think he knows how much we mean to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a great ending to the story there, because like I always say, the best thing to do is to just walk away and ignore and not feed into it. I've fed into things
Well,
and it just I may I
yes.
respond? Yeah, I know we I love you, you love me. We've talked about this. We're not getting mad. I'm just saying I've fed into people by responding to them out here on YouTube and in real life, and it's kept the back and forth going. The best thing to do is say, "Hey, look, I don't want anything more to do with this. I'm not here to cause issues. I'm moving on. I'm just going to ignore if you continue talking about me or coming at me." Right? You kept doing that. You kept ignoring them, and he got tired. And now he ended up saying, "Shit, wow, I'm proud of her. Like I'm an asshole. I come at everyone and trigger everyone, but and I used to trigger her, but I don't get to her anymore." Well, now he's got respect for you because now you've toughened up, and now he's like, "Wow, good for her," right? And then he stands up for you, right? Now you got to be careful because you never know. But honestly, I think he started to respect you because you didn't let him get to you anymore. And that's the thing. And this is the moral of the story, folks. When you have bullies or people that tease you, they're looking for the reaction. And when you stop giving them the reaction and you continue ignoring them, the more they come at you, eventually they will give up and then they will move on, or they will try to befriend you because now they're respecting the fact that, you don't let them get to you anymore. Like, does that make sense, baby? Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Okay, first off, I want to say welcome, CFO. I love to see you here because you're my sister. Um, but yeah, no, I think the thing is he realizes that the other person, the other friend I had that I don't have anymore, he's realizing we need each other and we need to
Mm-hmm.
squash everything we have.
Mm-hmm.
It's not worth it.
You've been friends with your friend for so long, and I think I'll be honest with you. I think your best friend, your former best friend, or however you want to say it, I think she misses you, and I think she's probably talked with him. And yeah, there's always going to be a bit of jealousy when someone new comes in the picture. Like when I came in the picture, and like I'm not trying to say hold on. I'm not trying to say I'm any better than anyone from your town or whatever. But that's how they're looking at me as. They're looking at me as an outsider, right? And I think it's gotten to the point of where,
Um,
you know,
yes, can I say something about that? Is
oh
like with
sure.
my last, yeah, with the last guy I dated, he integrated himself into the place I live, you know? And you have not. So these people don't know you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they don't trust. And when this last guy came in, he just literally moved into this town and talked to all these people. So that's why they trusted him more than you.
Yeah, and I understand
I
that. And
almost
with all due respect, babe, and we talked about this, and I don't know how to say this without sounding full on myself. I'm not trying to sound like this. You are who you associate with. Like attracts like. And
Oh, yes.
I'm not trying to criticize the crowd of people you hang out with, but a lot of them are trashy, low life scumbags. And I'm not trying to be rude.
Well,
I'm just saying. Hold on, man. Let me get my statement before you continue. Okay, please. Um, you know, and again, I don't mind hanging out with people like this every now and then, and supporting you. But this is not the crowd of people I typically hang out with. I don't want to sit around a bar all day and get drunk with trashy people that hate themselves. Right? It's just not my crowd. But go ahead.
okay, so what I want to say is that not everybody in my town is low life and trashy.
I agree. I'm sorry, and I agree
Um,
with you on that.
even my friend that is my previous friend is not low life and trashy.
Okay, fair enough.
I realize that in the town that I live, there are a lot of people that are here that are, like you say, alt right
Mm-hmm.
and very opposite of
Trump,
what
Trump,
I believe in.
they're Trump supporters. They're not even real
Yeah.
conservatives. They're Trump supporters. Right.
And in the last, I would say in the last 4 years, that is when a lot of the disintegration of my friendships happened here because I saw who they were and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't believe in what they were saying. And we are
Ye-
all entitled to our own opinion.
correct.
Um, but I cannot stand by somebody who just thinks that this one person is going to make like the world of difference. No,
Are you talking
that's
about
not
Donald
how it
Trump?
works. Yes.
So, baby, do you mind if I get let me respond to that real quick? Because then we got to take a break. We are at 50. It just turned to 57 minutes here. Isn't it fun? Let me ask you, babe. Isn't it funny how these people you're talking about in your town and in other towns, these are more alt-right Trump supporting people. Isn't it funny that these people didn't really start lashing out until Trump became president in 2016? It's almost, this is the reason why these alt-right people are lashing out, because when Trump got into office, they finally felt like they had a voice where before they were suppressed, or at least they felt they were suppressed. And it's not that we were trying to suppress these people, but but like, what were they actually providing of value politically to us? All these people do is complain that, liberals are sacks of shit. I've been called a liberal sack of shit on this platform by alt-right Trump supporters, and it's like, I didn't do anything to deserve that. I just have an opinion. It
I
may be a little different than yours, but I
Yeah,
respectfully disagree. Go ahead.
baby, I've also been called that where people don't even understand how liberal I am,
Yeah.
but they sit there and talk to me in a conversation and say all this shit. And I'm just like, wow, I gotta walk away. Gotta walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, Moonlight is saying in
You
the
know?
chat, is there an issue with Trump supporters? No, there isn't an issue as long as you're happy
No.
with it. I have my opinion, and my lady does, and other people. We don't like Trump, and we're not too fond of alt-right people. And in my opinion, no disrespect, Moonlight, it's my opinion. It's not an attack on you. It's just my opinion in general. Is that I
What
feel Trump supporter. I feel hold on, babe. I feel Trump supporters are not real conservatives. They are the alt right people, because real conservatives would not have gone to the Capitol building on January 6, 2021 and attacked the Capitol. What kind of patriots, and these people call themselves patriots? What kind of people call themselves patriots and then go and attack the Capitol building? That's just ridiculous. But go ahead, babe.
so yeah, no, Moonlight, my big thing is that when I want to vote in somebody into office, I don't want a celebrity. I don't want somebody out there just trying to make money and get notoriety. And
Mhm.
that's all Donald Trump was doing. Everybody
Wait,
else that has always run for office has always been political. He's the only one that's come in here being the celebrity
yeah.
apprentice.
Yeah, Trump is an
And
actor,
it's
just like Ronald Reagan was, baby. Trump is an actor,
well,
and
yeah,
every
but Ronald
yeah,
Reagan had his shit together. Give him
yeah.
some credit. He had his shit together.
Well, I'd
Like
rather have,
Trump,
even though I'm a liberal, more liberal. I would rather have Ronald
I
Reagan. I know he's gone. Go ahead.
absolutely
I would rather have Ronald
no.
Reagan in
I'm
office
agreeing.
over Donald Trump on any given day. I would rather have any other. I'd rather have the George Bushes back in office than Donald Trump.
God damn, yeah,
Yeah, I'd
yes.
rather have. I'd rather have George W. Bush. Not H.W. was the father, and
The
George W. I
sun.
believe was the son that made it one term, and he was made fun of to be like the dumbest president. They would make fun of his vocabulary, like he was uneducated. He got so ripped on
Like
Saturday Night Live.
Biden. Oh, just
Yeah.
like Biden, right?
Well, I think George W. Bush was ripped on way more than Biden's been ripped on. Like George W. Bush. I'd still rather have George W. Bush in office over Donald Trump. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, Moonlight. Fair enough. Love it.
Yeah. So yeah, George W. Bush was the son, and George H.W. Bush was the father, Herbert Walker. Yeah. It gets
They're
confusing,
both assholes.
Yeah, but I'd still, baby, can you please not
Rather
smoke
have
into the
them
phone?
than Trump. Yes,
Baby, can
absolutely.
you mute when you're smoking from the phone? Because people hear what you're doing. They know
Sorry.
what you're doing. Right. You
Sorry.
right. God, she didn't even
I
realize she was
smoke
live on the
weed,
air.
people. I smoke weed. Get over it.
I understand. I understand. That's great. It doesn't, you don't have to
I
mention it
live
on
in
the show.
California. It's legal.
Everybody knows that. It doesn't need to be mentioned, baby. All right. Jesus Christ, man. All right, baby, we need to step away and take a break. It's time to take a break. We are at 1 hour and 2 minutes. Starbucks for president, says California Ford Outdoors.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to take a quick 8 or 9 minute break, and when my lady and I return, we're gonna go into a deep discussion. No blog, no nothing, just a back and forth regarding women's empowerment. And we're going to be discussing.
Oh, this is gonna be good, guys.
Yeah, it is. We're going to be discussing, how women's empowerment and women being liberated, has affected women and how it's affected men, because it's affected both men and women. And I'm going to let you folks know, hey, my lady and I, we're going to have a discussion on this. We're not debating. We're having a discussion. It might get a little heated at times, and it doesn't mean that we're breaking up, and it doesn't mean I'm being rude to her. It doesn't mean she's being rude to me. We're going to talk this out like two grown-ass, mature adults that happen to be dating each other, right? Right, baby?
Absolutely.
Right,
This
baby?
is what
So,
we do.
yes. So, with that being said, baby, backstage you go, and we'll
Love
see you in
ya.
just... We'll see you in just a few. All right, backstage you go. All right, my ladies backstage. Music is all queued up. We're going to step away for a quick 8 or 9 minute break, and we're going to get to the discussion on discussing women's empowerment right after the break. So stick around, round. We'll be right back. fired up. I am fired up. I feel real good with the exception of one thing. R.I.P. Old Dirty Ninja. You will be missed. We love you, brother. We love you, man. God rest your soul, man. Woo. Gotta take a licking and keep on ticking, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unexpected things in life happen all the time. You just have to learn to roll with the punches and keep moving forward. Yeah. All right. Let's get back down to business here. Let me make sure I'm unmuted. Yeah, I am unmuted, so you folks can hear me out there. Yeah, all right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli 2222222. Coach Eli 2, uncensored live streams, the future home of most, if not all, of my live streams. Like I've been mentioning, this channel is creeping closer each and every day to being monetized. We're about 80% of the way there. And we assume we will be there by sometime next week. Once that happens, my Walking with Purpose live streams that I've been doing on my main channel for 3.5 years, I've done 335 episodes, are going to be moving over here to Coach Eli 2. And then on my main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, my lady and I will be focusing on some high-quality, pre-recorded content, bite-sized content in the highest quality, 4K, at 60 frames per second. My lady goes crazy when I talk about resolution and frame rate and all that stuff. And to her, it's just about, clicking the remote or, hitting a video and playing. But I'm about quality. Men are about quality. I'm not saying that women don't know what it is. They just don't care about it as much as men do. It's like speaking a foreign freaking language to women. But that's okay. We still love you. And you still love us regardless, right? But we're also going to be doing some YouTube shorts. Those are the 1 minute or less TikTok, I can't even say TikTok style videos, bite-sized content there to help you get through your days. And in addition to that, we're going to be creating some more exclusive members only content. And speaking of channel memberships, on my main channel, all of my live streams there have already gone to members-only chat. That means you are required to purchase a minimum $2.99 monthly membership to be able to chat in my chats. If you want to get the full membership package, which also includes 21 pre-recorded members-only videos so far, a couple of members-only live streams and their replays, and any future members-only live streams we may do on that channel, you're going to need to purchase at least the $4.99 package. I have packages that include everything that range from $4.99 up to $99.99. That will get you everything within that range. It's just up to you how much you want to donate each month to sponsor the channel. And once this channel does get monetized, these chats here will also go to members only chat. And again, for the incredibly low and very affordable price of $2.99 per month, or let's just round it up to $3 per month, it equals 10 cents per day. If you truly want to support my lady and I and what we're creating out here, it's very affordable. And what that also is going to do is virtually eliminate most, if not all, trolls. And you will get our attention. We will still be putting out the streams and the videos to public. But for the people that want to engage with us, you're going to have to purchase that minimum package. We want to focus more on helping people that truly want our help, and I want to allow us to help you get the best possible grips on your life, so that way you can all accomplish whatever it is that your hearts desire. And one more thing before I bring my lady back on and we get to the discussion of women's empowerment. This is going to be great. Oh, man, this is going to be great. If you'd like to make a donation to support the channel here, in the meantime, until we get monetized, or even after we get monetized, you're going to have the super chat option here eventually. But right now, you can make a donation in any amount based on the value you feel you are receiving through PayPal or Cash App. Nightbot's been sharing my PayPal and Cash App links every 7 minutes in the chat. Or you can just go to PayPal at paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $the real Coach Eli. And as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. And again, not trying to take anything away from the free crowd, the people that love to, with no disrespect, I say this playfully, but truthfully at the same time, to the blood-sucking leeches, no disrespect. My lady and I, from this point on, are going to be focusing more either on our moderators that will automatically get free access because they're helping us out in a different way, or the people that are paying customers or members. We're going to be focusing more of our attention on the people that invest in us. So, the people that invest in us a little bit will invest in you a lot. All right, so let me bring my lady back onto the StreamYard. Babe, are you there?
I am here.
Yeah, before we get to the next part of the show, one more time, if you're just joining us, we're hearing rumors that are more than likely true. I cannot 100% confirm this yet, but I believe it is true. YouTuber and a good friend of mine for the last 4 years sent me back to my former channel I used to run over 4 years ago before I shut it down, and came back and started my other channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, about 3.5 years ago. Good friend of mine and YouTuber known as ODN, a.k.a. Old Dirty Ninja, a.k.a. Cole Kortner, apparently passed away over the weekend. We do not know what the cause of death was. It's been very, very sad. And that hits me because, I was occasionally talking with ODN through Facebook Messenger and some private calls over the past year or so. And he was really getting his act together, and he was just a really, really good guy. Sure, did he do some crazy things? Yeah, but who hasn't done some crazy things, right? So, ODN, you will be greatly missed. God rest your soul. And my condolences go out to you, your family, and all of your loved ones that will be mourning, from your loss. Baby, anything you want to share regarding that before we get to the second part of the show? Baby?
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you need to turn there you go.
Yeah. No, I had to hit.
That's the reason why I don't show StreamYard on the screen when you're on there, because yeah, you had your camera on by mistake.
Well, I had you on mute, and when I was trying to take you off because I was just listening,
you hit the video button by mistake, and you turned on. And yeah. What I'm gonna have to do, baby, in the future when we bring people on panels where you're on with them, we're gonna have to put a piece of tape over your camera during the shows or something like that.
Oh, whatever. But no.
You look good, baby. By the way, you look good. You look good. You look good.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yes. I just want to give mad respect to to ODN. Like you, mad respect to that man. I didn't know him. Didn't get to really get to know him very well, but I saw the support, and you know how I am with people in death, and I just want to give him mad respect right now.
Yeah. No, absolutely. All right, so let's get to the second part of the show here, and we're going to be discussing women's empowerment, women's lib, and my lady and I are going to have a discussion on this. It's not a debate. It's not an attack on her. It's not an attack on me. But we're going to discuss, how women's empowerment and women's lib has affected us, how it's affected our relationship, how, we feel it affects other people. And you're going to hear it from my lady, the horse's mouth, because you are a woman. Last time I checked, baby.
Oh, yeah, last time I checked. Hold on, let me look. Yep, I'm still a woman.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Let's start off by asking you this. Do you feel that women's lib has affected you in any way, shape, or form in this modern world? And if so, how has it affected you?
Yes, it has. And it has led me to not know where my place is, because I want to be a strong woman. I want to empower women, but I also don't want to give up that whole sense of being, a wife and a provider, like for my husband as well. It's a difficult situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I empower women every day. I really do. I go out every single day, and if I see somebody who's beautiful, I tell them they're looking beautiful. I have no problem telling a woman that they are strong and they're gorgeous in how they're presenting themselves. It has nothing to do with beauty. It's just how they present themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. I know exactly what you're saying. And I'm gonna step on in here, and I'm just gonna make another comment. And if I need to comment on this briefly every day, I'm going to comment on it, because I know there are some women that are watching you. I'm just going to say it. Jamie's simulcasting us with 65 people in the box right now. And the reason why I'm mentioning it, baby, is because I want you to know that because of the content we are creating, we technically have 70 people in our box. And what I would like to see, here's the thing, Jamie, I'm not upset. Again, I gave you my blessing, and you want my attention. You got it, because obviously you cannot create content by yourself without rebroadcasting people and get 70 people in the box. Because if you killed your stream right now, I'd have 70 people here. If you want to test my theory, go ahead and shut down your stream and see where the people go, right? But I want to make a comment to the ladies that are watching. I want to make a comment to the ladies that are watching a rebroadcast of a serious stream here that my lady's putting out. To you ladies out there, if you truly support each other and stick together, why wouldn't you want to come over here and support this woman that was violated? Why would you want to go somewhere else and talk smack about it? Think about it. Dig deep within yourself, right? So again, I'm not upset about it, because here's the thing. We're still going to get our own views, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that we technically are creating a show that has an audience of 70 people right now. Now, we're not getting the watch time or the credit for it, but because of our content and what we do, whether they feel it's cringeworthy or not, it is drawing in that crowd. And the truth of the matter is this guy, all he does all day, every day, is rebroadcast other people. He has no originality, no original content at all. You don't. So that's all I wanted to mention. That's all good. Not a big deal. He can keep. What's that?
I don't think you want me to say what I want to say about this fool.
Well, can you say it professionally and respectfully? Because if so, go ahead, baby. I'm not here to cause any issues. I'm just saying that he is obsessed with Coach Eli content, and he has no content. He has no original content that can get him 70 people on a live stream. So he has to take from other people. Earlier, he was rebroadcasting Granny's Watching. He rebroadcasts CJ. He rebroadcasts, I guess, Natasha. All he does is rebroadcast other people all day, every day. There's no originality there, right? We're original content here. We're not even reading the blog here tonight. We're going on the fly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, we're not triggered, Jamie. We're not mad. We gave you our blessing. But honestly, look at yourself in the mirror and dig deep. Do you feel that you're accomplishing something? Because all you're doing is taking from other people. That's all you're doing. All you do is you take from other people, right? You can do better than that, bro. It just goes to show how much better of a creator I am than you, and I'm not flexing my muscles. The thing is, it doesn't matter whether the views come from myself or you or half the other people in your group rebroadcasting you. What it's saying is that I'm a more desirable YouTuber to watch. I'm more entertaining to watch than you are. Why don't you shut down the stream and create your own content? Let's go head to head and see who gets more views. Why don't you do that? Prove to me, Jamie, that you're a better YouTuber than I am. Prove to me that, right?
Right,
and I'm not trying to say what's that? What's that?
Let's not give him any more credit. Let me say one more thing to him, and we're going to move on.
Yeah.
I say, you know what, dude? Keep stroking your own self to my man, because that's all you're doing all day long. You can't make content on your own, so you have to make content on our stuff.
Yep.
Get over yourself. You're a little boy. Figure out your purpose and move on. All right, baby, let's go. Talk about empowerment.
Yeah, that's okay. And here's the thing. I'm just going to say one more thing. Here's the thing, right? We're not flagging you, Jamie. It's obvious. But just think about it. You're a monetized channel. And when your channel gets reviewed for inclusion in the YouTube partner program, because they do that every so often, even in my channel, every channel, right? They're going to see how much reused content. Hold on. They're going to see how much reused content you have, and they're going to remove you, bro. I don't want you to get removed, even after what you're doing, bro. You know you're putting yourself in harm's way, dude, and you continue to do it, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay, dude. You just need to ride off of my jock and other people's jock to survive on YouTube. That's really pathetic. All right. So let's continue here, baby. And that's okay. When we get this channel monetized over the next week or so, even with this guy simulcasting me every freaking day, and then that's going to make a statement. All right. So baby, how has women's empowerment affected you in this modern world?
Oh, shit. Where do I get started? Honestly, wherever I get started?
Wherever you'd like.
We can go back to my marriage where, it's just this world today has made it that women have to do more. We have to get jobs that are equivalent to the men in our lives, because what's going on in this world is crazy. It's expensive. And I know not everybody lives in California.
Right.
But I do. And it's expensive here. So that has made an impact on me as a woman.
Okay.
I had to match that income just so we could survive.
Okay, so you're saying, let me stop right there for a second and go into more detail on that. You're saying that you felt you were forced to get a six-figure job, get into a six-figure career to match your husband's income just so you can survive in the area you live in. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely, based on home prices, based on our cars, our cost of living, just with our children and what we needed to do. Yes, absolutely. Both of
Okay.
us needed six-figure incomes to survive out here.
Okay. Okay. Now, so that's when you went to school and you got your nursing degree and you became a nurse and you're making six figures. Your husband, ex-husband, was a cop. And from what I remember, regarding the story you shared publicly here on your incredible transformation two-part story, still available here on Coach Eli too. If you folks haven't seen it, just go to the backlog on this channel and you'll see where it's at. Basically, what happened was because you two, based on the type of jobs you had, you were working opposite shifts. So basically, you would work some nights, your husband would work some days, and vice versa, and you basically hardly saw each other during this time. You want to explain that and how it affected your marriage?
Well, that was necessary because we had children and we needed to make sure the children were taken care of.
Uh-huh.
So one person worked at night, one person worked during the day. So the kids were taken care of. And yes, it did affect the relationship. It did damage our marriage, and it is
Mm-hmm.
a big regret.
Okay. Okay. So you feel that because of the fact that you felt you had to go and get. Now, don't get me wrong. You loved the career you did. You were a nurse. You enjoyed it.
Oh,
Uh, yes, I understand you loved your career. Your husband was working the career, but do you feel in this modern world where both men and women, the husband and wife, are working, six-figure jobs that have long hours and they have kids, do you feel that affects the family life, that affects the kids? Do you feel that women's lib is forcing women to choose, either career or family? Do you feel that way or do you feel differently? What are your thoughts about it based on your experiences?
I feel it definitely affects the children.
What
When,
about you? What about you and your husband?
well, that's irrelevant, really,
Okay.
in this world. The kids are the purpose that I had my children. And I want to say I regret having this kind of life because I feel I didn't get to spend as much time with them. And he didn't spend enough time with them. And we didn't do it as a family.
Hmm.
And that's what my kids didn't get.
Okay. Okay. Well,
And that's where I'm mad.
okay. Well, but here's the thing. And I totally understand what you're saying. And I think many women in your shoes feel the same way. You're prioritizing the kids over your marriage, over your relationship with your husband or your baby's father. But the truth of the matter is that your kids are looking at the relationship between you and your husband during that time as the proper way to be when they get older and get into a relationship and possibly get married. So in essence, you're
Yeah.
supposed to be setting the example. And if you're not taking time as a married couple to go on at least one date per week and have, have enough time to date and court each other, to date and, to go on dates and for your husband during that time to date and court you, it's going to affect your marriage, which will affect your kids, whether you're focused on your kids or not. Right. So you got what the truth of the matter is this is that whether women decide to work or not, if you're in a marriage where both men and women, both the man and the woman are working, which is what I'm trying to say, you have to find time for each other. You have to find time for each other because it will affect your marriage, and that will also affect your kids, even if you're prioritizing your kids over your marriage. It's going to affect your kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, baby, what I'm watching on TV is very blurry. Can you figure that out?
That's probably your connection, baby. That's all it is. It's your connection. It'll probably unblur itself in a little bit. I broadcast in high quality. You might have, there might be some bandwidth issues because you're running off. What's that?
Yeah, I'll just go back and
Okay.
just like read again, you know, on my YouTube.
Okay. Okay. No worries. No worries. Let's
It's
continue
just
here.
really blurry. I couldn't see it.
What's that? I cannot hear you. Okay. I know you muted yourself there, and I can't hear you right now. I'm gonna wait for you to pop back in, babe, before we get to the next set of questions here. So I need you to get back as soon as possible because we are live on the air, and I need you here for the show.
So sorry.
Are you okay?
Sneezing.
It's the allergies,
Yeah.
huh?
Oh my God, this is the worst time to turn all my fans on
Okay.
because I'm
Yeah. If
sneezing.
you need if you need a moment to take care of the allergies, you can go ahead and mute, and I will go ahead and lead into the next set of questions here. All right. So let me ask you this, babe, and this is a question that a lot of women don't want to answer nowadays. Some will, most will get triggered by it. But do you feel that
Sorry.
that's okay? That's okay. It's called allergies. Wow, they're hitting you pretty good. It's okay. Do you feel that you were born during the wrong era? Would you have rather been married and lived during the time before women were liberated, or are you happy with the way things are right now, or are you somewhat happy and somewhat not happy? Meaning that, are you happy that you have equal rights, but unhappy about how it's affecting, modern day relationships? So I'm curious to hear your take on that.
Ladder.
Do we need to babe? How about we do this? I can take another break so you can take care.
Thank you. Can I go get my neighbor?
Okay, folks, we're gonna step away and take a break again because my lady's allergies are hitting her, and she also has an inhaler prescribed by her doctor. I'm gonna put you backstage, okay, babe? Okay, and I'm gonna play some more music, okay? So my lady's backstage, and again, was my girlfriend into YouTube and streaming before you were dating? She was watching YouTube like everyone else was, but she came onto YouTube the first time a few months ago. She's been doing this for a couple of months. She was very supportive of my content, when we first started dating, and very inspired by it. She really loves personal development. But no, she has never been a content creator before. This is her first attempt, and I feel she's done quite well. And, there's just, people on YouTube and the internet, they're very critical, and, they attack people over the stupidest things. My lady has some medical conditions. It's nothing to laugh at. It's not a funny thing. And, sometimes, these things happen when you're live on the air and you just handle them accordingly. But thank you for your question there, Jackson Black. So, folks, we're going to step away and take another, 8 or 9 minute break or so. I'm going to give my lady some time to get her inhaler and, get her sneezing and coughing and her allergies under control. So let me just cue up some royalty-free music. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Do 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 do. And when I come back from break, we're going to get right to it. I'm not going to do the entire intro like I did after the second segment. We're going to get right back to it. So just letting you folks know. Let me see here. All right. Music is all queued up. We'll be right back in about 8 or 9 minutes. Stick around. right back to it. Scratch it. All right. Welcome back, everybody. My lady sent me a text behind the scenes, and she's feeling a lot better. I'm going to bring her back on the show here in just a second. But before we get to that, I want to put out a message here to you, Jamie, over there on your end. And I'm going to put this out here respectfully. Again, I'm not upset. I'm not triggered. I'm just looking to see, if you're willing to do this. I'm gonna put on an offer to you here. And I honestly, I really don't want to do this. I just want to focus on creating my content and doing my own thing and just helping people. But you continue to choose to rebroadcast me, even though you have my blessing without copyright. You continue to do it, and that's fine. But what I would like to do, Jamie, and I want to see if you're a real YouTube creator and you're a part of the YouTube community, I'm looking to see if you'd like to have a one-on-one discussion with me, nothing off the table, and we just have a conversation, you and me. Now, here's the thing. We've tried to do this before in the past, but you always want to do it on your channel or someone's channel that you're affiliated with so you can monetize it and make money off of it. And I just want to have a straightforward discussion with you on a neutral third-party channel where we can just talk about, hey, what's really going on here? And I already know what your answer is going to be, but I want to put this out there so the people on my end and maybe on your end can really see what's truly happening here. And so this is my offer to you, and I know you're going to turn it down, but I'm just putting it out there. I think a great neutral third-party channel, even though he's a part of my network, he's one of the nicest guys in the world and doesn't take sides or anything. Lewis Fuller, we can do a stream, you and I, a discussion, a friendly discussion. I can ask you whatever I want to ask you. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me on Lewis Fuller's channel. It's not a monetized channel. It's not the biggest channel, but I respect his channel. And I want to see if you're open to doing that outside of any one of your channels or any channel that you're affiliated with. Because I want to see if you're actually willing to do something on this platform to resolve something. Because apparently, you've got a hard on for me, right? And I'm looking to see if you're willing to resolve something that has nothing to do with you monetizing it, right? I want you to prove to people that you're more than just about the money and making money any way possible. I want to see how good of a guy you are, right? I'm a good guy. I'm willing to do this. Are you willing to do this? So I know your answer is going to be no, but I'm just throwing it out there. I feel at this point, because you continue to push this issue when it's unprovoked, and I just want to ask you some questions. The best way to do this would be to do it privately, right? One-on-one. But if we talk privately behind the scenes, you'll record it, put it on your monetized channel, and monetize it, right? I want to see if you're willing to have a discussion with me that doesn't involve any money. Are you willing to do that? If not, then just come out and admit that everything you do is about the money, and then we're good. We can just move on and let the people know it's about the money, right? Okay? So that's that. Besides that, let's get back to the show. I put it out there. Let's bring my wonderful, beautiful lady back onto the stage here. Welcome back, babe. You feeling better?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
That's
Allergies
okay.
and asthma. Yes, I have asthma
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah,
And
that's okay.
I need to get a healer. So I do apologize for that.
Yeah, baby, I appreciate you explaining it. There really is no need to explain it. Things happen, and it is okay. And the good people out there understand that because they go through it as well. And I'll tell you right now, I took my allergy medication, Flonase, before going live. And I can tell you right now, I am definitely feeling allergic reactions. I'm trying to hold it in. Every now and then I have a rag here. I, blow my nose and I mute the microphone and stuff like that. I have a fan going on. But this is one of the worst allergy seasons in history. Wouldn't you say? I mean, that's what they've said. And doesn't it feel that way?
God, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to actually turn the fans off.
Yeah, because
because
it's
it's
circulating the
not,
allergens, right?
yeah, and my purifier is on now.
Okay. Okay. Okay, perfect. Let's get back to discussing a few more points regarding women's empowerment. So the question I was asking you before we took that second break there is if you had a choice to live during the period before women were liberated or in this period now knowing how it is, which period would you have preferred to live in and why or why not?
Well, the crazy thing is I had the opportunity to live in the period that I wanted to live in. I had a marriage, I had children, I had a house. I was doing what I wanted to. I took care of everything, you know, even in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. I was acting like a homemaker, and that made me happy.
So let me get this straight here. And Jackson Black says, glad you're feeling better at professionally, respectfully, and maturely. Thank you so much for that, Jackson. So in essence, what you're saying is when you were a homemaker, a housewife, just taking care of your kids and stuff like that, without working, that made you the happiest. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no, even with working, I felt really accomplished in my life. Being able to take care of my kids, my family, my husband, and make some money.
Okay.
Um, so I used to sit there and like we've discussed, we've had like my husband and I had opposite schedules. I used to sit in my backyard in the hot tub and just look at my house and admire everything that I had while my children were sleeping upstairs. And I just admired everything that I accomplished.
So and your husband must have been at work during this time. Your children were sleeping and your husband was at work.
Yes, because like I said, we worked opposite schedules. If I worked days, he worked nights. If I
Right.
worked nights, he worked days.
Okay.
So
But I
yes.
understand how you were feeling accomplished and how you felt like your kids were home and safe. Uh, but I mean, didn't that affect your marriage? And isn't that something that deep down inside was affecting you? Or were you more consumed with the fact of what you had, materialistically over
Um,
your relationship with your marriage?
oof,
That's a great
damn.
question, isn't it? Isn't
Uh,
that a great question? Is that a truth bomb?
just like
Should I hit it?
truth bomb.
Should I hit it? Should I hit it? Should I hit it, baby?
Hit it.
Truth bomb! Well, baby, I asked the tough questions, but these are legitimate questions that many, many married couples and couples struggle with. That's why I ask these tough questions, because we want to know hands on, women that have experienced this and men that have experienced this, what's really going on. This is great. Go ahead.
I felt at the time it was normal. I felt this is what we had to do because we had to provide for our families. So being separated and working our jobs on separate shifts, yes, I felt that was normal, but that wasn't right. Like all I wanted was 9 to 5, coming home and spending time with my husband.
Okay.
That's all I've ever wanted in
Okay.
life.
Okay. So that's the first time you mentioned out of everything you mentioned, that all you wanted was to come home and spend time with your husband. Before, I'm just reminding you what you mentioned. Before, you mentioned that, it was about your kids, and your kids were the priority, not your marriage. And what I had mentioned is that, the marriage, this is where I feel, and you let me know what you think, babe. This is where I feel a lot of couples go wrong. They prioritize the kids over the marriage. And what happens when you do that is you lose sight of what you initially got married for. You fell in love, you had the attraction, the happiness, you guys spent time together, you went on dates, weekend getaways, kind of like the things that you and I do right now, right? You used to have that, but now you're married, you're working opposite shifts, you have kids. And instead of continuing to do the things you used to do before you got married that attracted you to each other, you're doing things that are repelling you from each other without even noticing it. And you're sucking it up because you want to take care of the kids. Does that make sense? Or
Yes. And one of the big things we have to remember about my relationship is that I got, I got married very young, had my first child very young.
You were 19, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So to do the life that you're talking about, going out and having a relationship, going out and traveling and doing all this stuff, and that never happened. We became parents and serious very fast.
Yeah. But what more so I feel happened, and this is, I've actually done a lot of research on this, even though I haven't been married, and I'm going to get your opinion because you've actually experienced this. But, I follow Coach Corey Wayne religiously. He's a great guy, and he clearly explains things in ways unlike anyone I've heard before, and I've learned a lot from him. And in essence, what happened to your marriage once you got married and you were both working your six-figure jobs, your prominent jobs, opposite shifts, and you hardly saw each other, you more so became roommates with your husband instead of lovers and a married couple. Does that make sense? You became more so roommates, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How did that make you feel
We
at that time?
coexisted. We coexisted
Okay.
raising our children.
Okay.
And yeah, no, that didn't feel good. And that's why the marriage went down as quickly as it did. And
Baby,
you know what?
real quick before you continue. Information Man Show's in the house. Hello there. How are you tonight? We're doing great. Hello, Information Man Show. Welcome to this show. Say hello to Information Man Show, baby, before we continue.
Hi, I'm sorry. Information Man Show. I'm sorry. Hello. I was just
And
getting
Jax,
really emotional with
this topic. Yeah, baby. Jackson Black asks, how old were you when you got married?
19.
19 years old. And here's the thing. Traditionally, back in the days, women were getting married in their late teens and early 20s. So, quite frankly, there's nothing wrong with a woman getting married at age 19, but because of the way the world has become, the modern world with women's lib, women being empowered, women working, and women being told to more so go to college and get a degree and be more career focused initially than family focused, it's really shaking things up. And now, looking back at this now, baby, with what you know, do you kind of understand the position you were put in without even realizing it back then?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So continue. I know it's pretty heavy, but this is going to help a lot of people, baby. It's going to help a lot of people. I don't mean to rehash what happened, but your experiences are going to help a lot of people that are going through this. And baby, you do know a ton of people are are really are going through this even currently?
So I'm 19 years old and I made a mistake by not taking my birth control because I was a child and I didn't know better. And I got pregnant and I don't regret it because she is the most beautiful thing that's ever happened in my life.
Absolutely.
But that is what linked me to my ex. And I'm not going to say he's a bad human being. He's not. He's very good for this world. He was not
Right.
good for me. Did not see eye to eye on a lot of things, but he is a very, very good human. And I do not want to disrespect him on any level.
I understand, but let me ask you this, baby. Do you feel that you ended up marrying him just because you were pregnant? I know it's a very heavy question, but this will help a lot of people.
Yes, because at that time, at
It was thought
during
it was thought of
like
it was thought of the it was thought of the right thing to do at that time, right? Go ahead.
yeah, no, absolutely. Like we were in a relationship. Um, he had proposed, and yeah, this is what you were supposed to do at that age. You get married, you have babies in your 20s, and you make a life.
Right. Now, let me ask you this, baby. I know this is very heavy and we greatly appreciate you. I greatly appreciate you sharing this. This is going to have a lot of value for many people that are going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. Um, do you feel, and with no disrespect, I know now you realize your ex-husband and his family, they're very old. They were very old school, traditional, conservative. Do you feel that you were forced into that old school, traditional, conservative lifestyle, even in the modern world, just because you were pregnant and they all thought it was probably the right thing for you to do?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I was young. I was very young, very easily manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
I believed in what people were telling me, but now I know it's not truth, and they were
What were they?
misleading me.
What were they telling you, baby? That was misleading you? Can you give us some examples if you remember?
My ex mother-in-law, she did not believe in a lot of like traditional things today about breastfeeding, about you know the new ways of raising babies. And she tried to tell me that I was going to kill my child
By
because my
breastfeeding
boobs are
by because what?
the boobs are too big.
Okay, let's hold on one second right there. I remember you sharing this story with me privately, but you put it out publicly now. So she was telling you your ex-husband's mother, a highly conservative woman, no disrespect, that's just what she is, was saying that you shouldn't breastfeed your child because your boobs are too big and you're going to kill your baby doing that. When the truth of the matter is
Yeah,
that, breast milk is one of the most natural and healthiest ways to, start off feeding your child. And what was she telling you to do? Use baby formula? Like, what do we have? Like, there was this stuff when I was working at Costco. It was called like Infamil or something like that. What the heck is that baby formula that's expensive and popular?
there's
Huh?
the milk. There's tons of different formulas. I mean, there are people that cannot breastfeed, so that's why they do have formula. I don't have. any disrespect for them.
Mm-hmm.
But this woman literally rotted her children's teeth out because she gave them Kool-Aid in a bottle. And she wants to tell me my my golden juice in my boobs that's gonna nourish my baby is wrong. But you want to give them Kool-Aid? Then okay. Okay, you redneck.
Yeah. Yeah, that baby, honestly, that doesn't make any sense to me. Um, what did your family, your mother and father, how did they feel about your mother-in-law saying that your boobs are too big and you shouldn't breastfeed your child because you're going to kill your child if you do that? Like, what did your parents think about that? Did they have anything to say about it?
Oh, well, you know my mother. You know
Oh
her
yeah,
personality.
I don't mess with her, but I'm
You
cool
can
with her. I know
only
how to handle her. I'm
imagine.
cool with. I am cool with her, right? Right, baby.
Oh, yeah, but all I'm saying is you can only imagine what she said back then.
Oh, your mother probably wanted to whoop her. Beep. Oh yeah. Baby, let me say something. I'm a man, never had kids, but I understand this. And I've got to say that that is the absolute most ridiculous thing I've heard any woman say in that situation about breastfeeding, which is the most natural way and healthiest way to feed your child, at
It's
least for the first 6 months or a
beautiful
year,
thing.
right? Right?
It's the most beautiful thing you can do with your own child.
You want to know something, baby? You know, now I know why I turned out to be so fucked in the head and fucked up because my mother breastfed me, right, baby? I'm fucked up right now because my mother breastfed me.
Oh, are you still on that titty?
What's that?
I said, are you still on that titty? No.
Hell no. Hell no.
Yeah,
Information Man Show says I'm doing well.
yeah.
He says you were a bit young. Yes, she was. Information Man Show, and Jackson Black says we appreciate your candidness. Thank you for saying that, Jackson. Go ahead, baby.
No, I appreciate that. I like to be candid. I'm not about lying or anything else. When I come out here, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's my life. I own it.
And baby, let me ask you this before you continue. You're coming out here sharing your truth for a reason. What is the main reason, or a couple of reasons, on why you're sharing your truth? What do you want to accomplish through all this?
Well, main reason is, I'm 47 years old. I've lived my life. I've gone through a lot of things. If I can get and reach to one person so that they can protect themselves from the pain and what I've gone through, um, whether it was the one boyfriend that beat me up, or it was the one guy that abused me in a bar, or it was the one guy that raped me in a car.
Mm-hmm.
If I
Wow.
can get through to them to be aware that you are important and you don't deserve this shit in your life,
Right.
so just be aware. That's my purpose.
That's amazing, baby. And do you want to reach more than one person? Do you hope to reach a lot of women that are going through the same thing you're going through?
Absolutely. I want them to know that they're not alone, that we've all struggled together. um as far as empowerment with women, the last probably 10 years, one thing I've done is gone out and pretty much every day, and found one woman that I could tell she looked beautiful. And I just, I need to let women know that we can stick together and be positive. And it doesn't mean that we're better than men, doesn't mean anything else. It just means that we don't need to be taken advantage of by the workforce, by men, by anything else.
by anyone. Baby, let me jump in here because you just said the most beautiful thing to my ears. This is why I'm with you. This is why I love you so much. And this is what I'm hoping you can help many women realize. This is not a flex your muscle contest or competition to try to be stronger and better than men. That's not what Women's Lib was created for, right? And what you came out and said, hey, look, ladies, we need to stick together and support each other, but not be anti-man, not compete with men. We need to more so learn to collaborate with men, because when men and women collaborate and work together and work as a team, we both have strengths and weaknesses that each other can balance the other out. Men and women work best together. Do you agree with that, baby?
Exactly. And that was my proof in the beginning of this show, is that I had probably not only the one guy I didn't think was going to be there for me, but I had three other men standing up and walking me to my car and protecting me that night. And as long as we stay together and literally empower each other, men and women empower each other, that's going to make a better world.
Yeah. Let's talk about, thank you for sharing that, babe. I know that wasn't easy to share, but it was extremely valuable. And wow. I mean, I'm amazed at how well you strung your words together. I know you're still, learning how to do things out here, and you've never really had any public speaking experience, and you've dealt with a lot of trauma. But for everything you've been through and not having much experience, you sound like a pro. And I'm really proud of you. You really do sound like a pro. And I think the good people that are here in our chat, would probably say the same thing. But here's the thing, recently, there were some women that were, coming around our chats, and there have been some women that come around and have attacked me and more so supported you, and we had to remove them. And here's the thing, I'm open to hearing feedback from women. I'm open to hearing feedback from men. I'm open to hearing feedback from anyone. What I don't want here in my channel or on my channels and in the chats of live streams, I don't want there to be any hostility between men and women or between anyone. Because when there's a hostile environment, you get nowhere. Before I continue, baby, does that make sense? When there's a hostile environment, you get nowhere, right? Okay. And
No, you
what I
have
would
to.
go ahead.
Everybody has to be open to the discussion. There can't be hostility. You have to be open to whatever's coming up, like with the discussion. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Absolutely. And so what I have seen and what I felt has happened at times on my channel is women come in here, and the way that they're talking, they're anti-man. They're more so focusing on you or women, and they're not looking at the big picture. And for me, this is not a competition between men and women. This is about, helping people in general, whether you're a man or a woman, helping you to better love yourself and become uplifted, so you can accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. I'm not a women's empowerment group. I'm not anti-women's empowerment groups, but that's not what I am here for, right? And that's where that's how I felt some women, were coming off, and that's just, I'm a man, but I help both men and women, and I love both men and women equally. And I'm not going to I'm not going to even I'm not going to take the man's side, baby. Is it, you tell me, if I haven't said this before. I've been very hard on men on my channel. I have come at men and I've said, you guys are pathetic, beta male, female dog losers nowadays. Most of you, right? Especially mainly the millennials and some of the post millennials, right? So ladies, how can you come at me and say I'm a misogynist or I'm a male chauvinistic pig when if you've gone back and heard the majority of my content is saying the reason why we have many issues nowadays is because of the way men are showing up or not showing up. Men are very, very pathetically weak nowadays. And that's what's also hurting women because women have always looked up to men for our strength. And because men are so weak nowadays since women have risen up, it's affecting women too, right? And that's why you get guys like the guy that came and rubbed up against you. You know, that guy is a weak man. He's emotionally weak. He lacks self-confidence. He feels the need to have to do stupid, harassing shit in public to feel better about himself because he's a weak man. A strong, real man like myself would never have done, would never do something like that. Say that again?
As well as putting me down at the same time.
As well as putting you down.
He was putting me down. Yeah, he was telling me I had no ass. And you know what? I'm putting it out there. No, I don't have the biggest booty. I'm not J-Lo. I'm not Beyonce. Like, I am a skinny woman. I weigh 104 pounds. I don't have the largest ass. And I'm not going out there and showing it for everybody because you know what? I don't need to. I have a great man who loves me for who I am. So when I just show up,
baby, I love you, but I love your ass too. I mean, I love every part of you, baby. But you know what I'm saying. Go ahead, baby. I had to throw that in there. Yeah. Come on, go ahead.
Thank you. But
yeah, you're welcome.
When a woman shows up in a normal establishment, and you saw what I was wearing, I had normal shorts, a tank top, did not show cleavage. I was just being me. I didn't overdo my makeup. I was just because this is my hometown. This is where I go. Right. I'm not going out there to impress anybody, So I just show up and then I get all this shit. And then he wants to try to come up and rub on me. Yeah. After you have insulted me. Fuck you.
Right. Now let me ask you this, baby. Why do you think, baby, why do you think he did it? Tell me honestly, why do you think he did that? And why do you think he's also done that before to many women? What does that say about his character? What does that say about his emotional strength and self-control, right? And masculinity?
Huh? Very insecure. He's very insecure. And I've told you about his living situation and who he is. We don't need to blast him online. But yeah, no, he is very much a non-successful man that is now projecting.
Right. He's unhappy within himself. And instead of, focusing on turning his life around, right, he's going out there and lashing out and doing stupid things that could potentially end him up in jail. Because quite frankly, that's sexual harassment.
Well, the thing is I don't get there until 7 and I buy my first beer and I'm feeling good. But then I hear he's been there since 12 and been drinking all day.
Well, and he was intoxicated.
He was totally fucked up. And I'm like, I don't deserve this shit. I'm not a drunk. I didn't show up there drunk. Literally, I got there at 7. I drove home from your house, came home, played with my dogs, got my laundry done, unpacked my bags, and went to darts. And I didn't even drink in between that.
No, I
I
know.
got there, I ordered one beer, and this guy wants to do this. And that's why the other gentlemen in there, they knew exactly what was going on. They knew that I was not encouraging or inviting this at all.
Right. Right.
And I never do.
Right.
I am a very social person. And like I told you privately with my own personal friends, like my my dart members that are on my team, I don't have a problem going up and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna like be right up next to you and put my arm around this guy. He'll put his arm around me." It's not a sexual thing. It's just we're friends and I feel safe with that person. There's, a lot of things with men and women people don't understand. You can have an absolutely non-sexual relationship with a man, you know?
Sure. Sure.
It's completely possible and have a great friendship.
Yeah, baby, here's the
And
thing.
that's
You're saying that it is possible for men and women to be friends. Is that what you're saying? Because I'd like to share my thoughts about that, if that's cool with you at this point.
yes.
Okay, so
I think, hold on one second, baby. I want to just touch on this one thing is
okay,
that going back to the whole women not getting along with each other, that's where this came from. A lot of women reached out and became friends with men because women were evil and they were not loyal. But we've learned, like, and I don't know about men, I can't speak for you guys, but I know I can have a completely platonic relationship with a man
okay.
and have it be good. I do it with my landlord, I do it with my dart partners, I do it, with several other people here in town. And obviously, they are more of my friends than the women that I've met here.
Well, and here's the reason why. Women can get very jealous when you have something that they want as well, kind of like a relationship with me. I'm not showing off about myself specifically. I'm just using it for example
No,
purposes.
it's not just
But
you, it's just when you have a relationship.
right, when you have something that they want too, and they're trying to play it off like they're okay being single. That's the BS that women need to own up to. But see, you've never denied that you don't want a man, or that you want a man. You never denied that you want a man. You've always wanted a man. You've always wanted to live your life with a man instead of by yourself. Now, what you were saying about um, can men and women be just friends? And, I've talked to this before and I'll say it again. It is possible for men and women to be friends if you both understand that you're just friends and both sides don't want anything secretly romantic to happen. Like a lot of times, what men do is they'll pretend to be friends with a lady, thinking that that's the way to get to her heart. I'll be her friend for a while, and then miraculously she'll feel attraction for me, and then she'll get with me. No, attraction is either there from the very beginning when you lay eyes on each other the first time, or it will never be there. That's not the way to build attraction. You're fooling yourself. So if both the man and the woman that are friends understand that, hey, there's nothing romantic going on, there are no romantic feelings, they can be friends as long as they have that understanding. The problem is, guys like that guy that violated you, baby, last night. He may come off and say, yeah, we're friends, but the truth of the matter is, secretly, he wants to get with any woman that'll give him the time of day. And he does what he does thinking that that's going to get him the woman because he's so insecure he can't get a woman the normal way. But what's going to end up happening with this guy is if he continues doing what he's doing, someone's going to call the police, file a sexual harassment report, and he's going to be arrested. And so, I mean, it is what it is. That's what it is. What are your thoughts about that before we continue here? A few more questions before we wrap this up. We've been on for 2 hours and 33 minutes. What a great show, huh?
Oh, it's a wonderful show. No, I agree with you. But what I want to say is like these other gentlemen that I have that I can rely on, and I know it's platonic because they're married and they're happy and they want to just see, they don't want to see harm done to women. So when my friend, I'm just going to say R, comes in and plays darts with me, he is looking out for my best interest. He's married. He loves me as a woman, as a friend, but he is not looking at me to bang me or do anything else.
Right. Right.
And that is the most beautiful thing when you can find somebody like that. It's, completely like it's not sexual, And I mean, that's why I say there can be relationships between men and women that are not sexual.
Right.
When you find a man that's completely happy in his life with his own woman and he's talking to another woman, whether it's in a dart situation, a work situation, whatever. YouTube, he's secure in his own life. He's not going to come at you.
Right. Right. No, I understand that, but not every man is born and raised that way. Not every man is in the right mindset. Some men have mental and emotional issues, and to be quite honest with you, these men that lack that emotional self-control and think that what they did to you last night is normal, that's a serious issue that can lead to something more serious. These are the types of guys that will eventually take it to the next level and really harm a woman, even up to taking her out if he gets that angry. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I feel it's important to, when this happens to women, women are afraid to report this stuff. You see, you ladies are coming out here and complaining you're being sexually harassed, yet you're not doing anything about it. And you've got all these, female empowerment groups. You've got #MeToo supporting you completely, and you're not using your resources because this is why women don't do it. They fear the repercussion, right? But there's more of a chance of repercussion happening if you don't report it, because that leaves that guy thinking that he can continue doing what he's doing, and he thinks it's right. Go ahead.
All right. Well, so we all know I live in a small town. So after last night, I did put it out there on social media. I let my private girls group know what was going on. I let other people know what was going on. And I have removed him from all of my social media aspects.
Good.
And so I'm the type of person that, yes, I want to make people aware, but, I'm doing me.
You want to basically what you're saying is that you want to be the better person despite what happened and say, you know what? I'm willing to give this guy another chance and see if he can take this as a sign of, hey, dude, it's not the right thing to do. I don't want to get you arrested. But if you continue doing this, then, it's going to be reported. Are you, and I, baby, I can actually respect that.
No,
I think that's what you're trying to do. So go ahead.
you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And
You're a good
that's
human. You're a good
one of
human being, and you want to give this person the chance to turn his life around, because if you were in his shoes, you would hope someone would give you the same benefit, right?
exactly.
Go ahead,
And
baby.
that
Go ahead.
is one of my biggest faults. Like, you're right. I should just report it right now. But
Yeah.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I've removed him from my page, and I've told my ladies here in town to beware. So I've done my due diligence,
Right.
and we'll see what happens. I don't want to cause harm because you know
Right.
what? Like, you get it, right?
Mm-hmm. I have mad respect for you, babe. This is why I love you. Let me tell you why I love you. Because you're not a woman that's out there to ruin men. You just want to be left alone. You want to be appreciated for the person you are. You're not flexing, your feminist muscles or anything like that. Um, just hearing this live on the air here tonight blows me away, and I'm sure blows away a lot of other guys out there. And maybe now people understand why I'm with you. Like, you have all these resources at your disposal. The hashtag Me Too. You've got, all it would take is one phone call and the cops would be right there cuffing this guy because you're a woman, right?
Call my
But
ex-husband. All I have
right,
to do
you
is
can
call my ex-husband.
your ex-husband, yeah, and this guy's done, right? But here's the thing: you are looking at this from the standpoint of having a big heart, and you don't want to ruin this guy's life. You want to give him a chance. You're being strong. You're saying, yeah, what you did was wrong. You violated me. But you want to know something? I've been through this before and I survived, and I can survive again. And I've learned
Yes.
how to survive. Now I'm hoping that I can help you. Even though what you did was wrong, I want to be the better person. Even though I'm a woman, I want to be strong and show you that I can handle this. Now get your act together and don't do this again. This maybe how you handle this will be the wake-up call for this guy to turn his life around. Maybe.
Can
Maybe,
I
just
give
maybe.
myself I
Can you
feel
what?
like a queen right now.
Should I give you a big round of applause, baby? You want a big round of applause? Big round of applause?
Yeah.
I can't hear. There you go. Big baby, I'm proud of you. I am proud of you for handling it the mature way and not doing what most women would do. They would do this. That's my girl screaming soundbite, baby.
I don't even know what that is. Oh wait, you just made Bochi not be happy. Don't do that.
Oh, that's
He
because it's
doesn't
a
like
woman.
that sound.
The sound is girl screaming, and he knows that's a girl screaming, and he goes into protective mode, right? Oh, wow.
He's
Anyway,
like, I
baby,
don't like
I don't blame him. It's not a good sound. But anyway, a couple more things here before we go off the air. So let me ask you a few other questions here and get your take on this. Many times I've discussed, how women's empowerment is basically more so pushing women to at least initially be more career focused and family focused. And so most women are going to college, getting a degree, and putting off relationships and marriage until they're early to mid 30s. And then by that point, a woman's sexual market value goes down. She's less fertile. I'm not saying she's not fertile in her 30s, but she's less fertile than in her 20s. And also men that want kids typically prefer a woman in their 20s, right? Especially if they want to have a larger family, right? So do you feel that women's empowerment, the women's movement, feminism, has affected women in the family aspect. Do you feel that women should be more career focused and family focused? Or, what are your thoughts about that? How do you feel women should handle this in this modern world, in your opinion?
I'm gonna be brutally honest right now. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Don't I don't know about the whole country, but in California, we have no choice but to have dual incomes, and they have to be six figures in order to survive here. I don't
Good
know what
point.
it's like in Idaho or Ohio or anywhere else, but where I live and what I'm doing, yes, we all need to work,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
It's just
So,
that's what's happened. And empowerment with women, we need to get out there and work, and we need to make equal money. And, it just like with my last job, and, we didn't talk about this, but I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, we have a case going on. And the one thing that they did bring up was un, unfair pay to
right.
a woman.
And let's not say too much where how this case is happening or who's taking it and whatever, because we don't want people looking into it.
Yeah,
But here's the thing, and we'll share more about it down the road. But to you folks out there, and this is huge, baby. You mind if I share this and then you can fill in, because I got this perfectly in my head. Okay, is that cool?
yeah.
Okay, so many of you out there, and it's the people that don't like me, obviously, have been accusing me of getting my woman fired, right? And that's horse shit. That's hogwash, right? And I helped my lady build a case. I did a lot of work, right, baby? I filled out a lot of documents. How much work did I do for this case, baby? I just want people to know
I
what I
can't tell
do,
you.
huh?
Like I've said before, I cannot put a number or the time on what you've done for me. You've been amazing.
I appreciate that. And I'm not trying to show off. I'm trying to bring value to what we can do to help other people in similar situations. But so I put all this paperwork together. I sat down with you on my laptop because you can't do this shit on a smartphone. Listen, folks, especially a lot of women have given up laptops and desktops and just they're doing everything on their phone. And some men are doing that. But honestly, you got to have at least a laptop or a desktop to do this stuff. And my lady's case was taken based on gender, or not gender, but pay gap. And basically, it all boils down to gender discrimination. Now, they did not take her case on gender discrimination, but the bottom line is, why was she getting paid far less than other internal promotees that were men, right? It's because she's a woman, right? And they felt like they'd get away with that, and she wasn't going to question it, right? And initially, you didn't, right? So there's an active
Nope.
case. There's an active case because it was found that her company was doing wrong things. And so, yeah, and quite honestly, babe, I wasn't even going to bring it up. Well, I'm only talking about it because you brought it up. And now that you brought it up, we can let people know that, a lot of these people out here that don't like me, that watch me on that other guy's channel, they're still probably watching me right now. It's ridiculous. They'll just sit all night rebroadcasting us and just talking smack that makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, a lot of them are thinking, yeah, you got her fired. You broke up her and her daughter. Her and her daughter had issues before she even knew I existed.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah, we'll do about that.
yeah, and here's the funny thing. And like I've said in the recent past, and I'll say it again, my woman is in a better financial position now than she was when she was working for this company. And that's because she has her investments and other things too. And I helped her sort that out. And now she's working with me. She's also going to be getting another part-time job soon to supplement her income while we get our thing going here. But that's what I do. You see, folks, that's what I do to help people. I've always helped people. What's that?
Sweetheart, I just
Yeah.
want to like tune in and say to women out there, you don't need to be disrespected in the workforce. This is why I'm standing up, because yes, I was very valuable in the place I worked, but I was not paid
Mm-hmm.
for my value. And
Mm-hmm.
women deserve equal.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's, I'm not trying to be a total empowered, like Rosie, whatever her fucking riveter name is. It's
Oh
not
God,
that.
baby. Baby, it's Rosie the Riveter. You don't have to say, you don't have to be rude about Rosie, but I get it. I get it. You're a woman. You can talk about Rosie any way you want because you're a part of Rosie, whether you like it or not. You have equal rights because of Rosie the Riveter. But go ahead.
Well, but the point is that when you're doing the job, you should make equal pay. I did the same job as every other male associate did.
Right.
I lifted as many boxes. I did as much stocking and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I did not play the role of a woman and ask for help. I did my
Mm-hmm.
job.
Right.
And so I
You know,
should have been paid.
right. And you know what, baby? The fact that they took your case based on that, that's just opening the door to look into everything else, right? That's all you need to do in
Yeah.
these situations is get your foot in the door, and then the rest will just sort
And
itself
that
out.
just shows women, and that's
Huh?
showing us women we have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? We have a voice. We don't have to be bitches, but we have a voice.
Right.
And don't be a doormat. Please don't be a doormat, ladies. Like I'm done with that. You got to stand up for yourself, realize your worth, and go out there and fight for that. And it has nothing to do with being anything better than a man or empowerment. It's all about yourself as a human, fighting for yourself.
Right. And here's the thing, like I've always said, babe, okay, whether you're a man or a woman, okay, you still need to qualify for the job. Women have the same opportunities that men have nowadays regarding every field, right? Regarding every aspect, as long as you're qualified. And if a woman is as qualified or better qualified than the man, she should get the job for the man and get paid exactly the same or even more than the man would get paid if she's more qualified than him, right? It's all based on qualifications, whether you're a man or a woman. In this case, my lady, being an assistant store manager for this company, she busted her ass more than all those other men. She lifted at least the same as they did, okay? And she was always at work, worked overtime when needed, did everything. And her boss took her for granted. The company took her for granted, right? And they didn't even give her a pay raise while she was an assistant store manager because they said they had raised her pay so high, that she wasn't going to get a raise for a while. That's a bunch of horse shit, right? And see, companies will roll the dice with certain people because they think that, in this case, my woman is a woman. They think the woman is not smart enough to stand up for her rights. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that they didn't realize. And I'm not trying to steal your parade or your thunder, baby. But when you got with me and having the same experience, working in a similar field in my younger days and understanding the retail management, retail corporate world and understanding corporate in general, they didn't realize who they were. What was that? What is that? That was a loud noise.
That's Bochi.
Okay. They didn't realize that you now have a man that understands the laws at least as good as they do or better than they do. I did this shit for 17, almost 18 years, and I saw so many people get screwed over as an assistant store manager, primarily in a retail environment, right? And they would get screwed over by the store managers and the district managers. And then you contact HR, and then HR even sent you an email and said that we have a no retaliation policy here at blah, blah, blah. We're not going to say the company, obviously, right? But and then they retaliated, and then they terminate you and don't even give you a termination letter explaining the reason why they terminated you. You still don't know. We still don't know why. We still don't know why you got terminated.
Which is why they took my case.
Exactly. So we got that out of the way. Let's just talk about one more thing before we wrap this up here, baby, because we've been here almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 54 minutes. And we'll briefly talk after the show is over, and then we'll get some rest, and we'll plan tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be another great day. So all in all, baby, being a liberated woman in this modern world, if you had to say whether being liberated has made your life more easy than not being liberated or more difficult, which one would you lean more towards and why?
Oh, wow. That's a great question.
Is that a truth bomb?
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. That's
I
baby.
mean,
I asked the $1 billion questions, baby, but go ahead.
That was a great question.
Well, thank you.
You know, I appreciate the world I live in today. The knowledge I have, the roots that I have. I've been raised right. I know what's good. So yeah, it is a struggle. It is a struggle in today's world. But I know who I am and I know what I want.
Okay. So which world would you prefer to live in? Pre-women's lib or post-women's lib where you're at right now?
Post.
Why?
Because I do believe we deserve voice. We deserve the choice to make decisions about our bodies, where we work, what we're doing. A lot of it has to do with Roe versus Wade. With me, like, I believe women have a choice to choose if they don't want to have a child, because there are a lot of circumstances. And I am very pro-choice and pro-life, but I also know there are circumstances out there that we don't want to be a part of. Rape,
Right.
incest, all of that stuff. So I believe that we should have that choice still as women. So I'm on the fence. I really do enjoy both sides of the world there.
And that's what I love about you, baby. And that's we can wrap up by saying this, and then I'll have you share your final thoughts. I think that a good woman nowadays, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, not trying to take anything away from you ladies, is a hybrid of old school versus new school, meaning that you get raised with old-fashioned traditional moral values and ethics with the modern world twist, meaning that, yes, you know what, you have, freedom of speech, you have the right to bear arms, you have the right to vote, you have all the rights that once only men had, right? You also can now work, equal pay, equal pay for equal work, no discrimination based on age, sex, race, national origin, and now even sexual orientation and all that. I'm all for that. And a good woman is going to be well balanced. A good woman is also going to be able to go to work and do her job. Most jobs that women do nowadays require them to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy. She'll go to work, do her job, but then be able to come home and turn off work mode and that masculine energy and be a lady with her strong man. And I'm not saying that she has to be subservient to her man, but you don't need to bring work mode home with you. And if you have to do some work at home, then go, say to your husband or your boyfriend, hey, I'm going to go in the other room, babe. I've got an hour of work. I've got to get this done to get ahead for work tomorrow. And I'll be back to have dinner with you and snuggle with you in an hour. And baby, the times where you've needed your space, I've always given you your space. Have I ever denied you anything that you wanted to do?
Nope.
And when you need to do something, I give you the time and space to do it. And what happens once you're done? What happens once you're done?
Then the whole mood changes.
And what happens? What happens to that mood? What it changes to what?
To good. It changes to love and
basically you turn off that work mode and you become a little more submissive than dominant. You become a little more feminine than masculine, right?
Go back into the house. Go back into the house mode.
Yeah. So basically it's about women being well balanced and men being well balanced. And part of a man being well balanced in the modern world is being understanding to women's lib and women rising up and what women are going through. Because if you don't learn to understand that, you're not going to make it work with any woman. Even if she was raised with old-fashioned roots, she's still a modern woman with modern-day rights. So that's just the truth of the matter. All right, baby. Any final thoughts before we get on out of here? We are at 3 hours exactly, almost 3 hours and 1 minute. Wow.
Yeah, no, my only final thoughts are, ladies, watch out, empower yourself, don't let men take advantage of you, just be proactive. You are all beautiful people, and nobody is entitled to touch you in the wrong way.
I am beautiful. Go ahead. Sorry, baby. I had to do a little Christina there to end the show because you love saying women are so beautiful, and they are. Go ahead.
They are. Women are beautiful. We all need to acknowledge that. And no man, no other person has any right to lay hands on you inappropriately. So stand up for yourself and just know you're worth it. Alrighty? All baby girls, you're worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, real quick before you go, we got some account coming in here saying his better half. Maybe you're trolling. It's good to see a strong, mature man who can help his woman out legally. Some men make things worse in the legal realm. Well, that's because these men are insecure and they don't want to help out their woman in any way when it comes to her work, right? Because they feel that a woman should be subservient and be a homemaker. And I don't feel that way. right? So that's the problem. And typically those types of men come from the Midwest and the South. Like here in California, New York, some of the major cities that are more, here's the bottom line. It's the difference between being more on the left compared to being more on the right. See, the liberals, not like I'm a slight left liberal, and so is my lady. We're not extremists. We're not extremists one way or the other, but we're a little slightly more on the left. And the liberals are more for a progressive world. The conservatives can't stand progression. They're trying to stop progression. They're trying to go back to the way things were in the 1950s. Well, if we go back there, we might as well huck these damn smartphones out and just break them, because there was nothing technology-wise available back then that we have today, right? So if we're going to go back to being traditional conservative, then let's get rid of every piece of technology, and let's go back to having phones on the walls, one phone in each house with no computers, no nothing, right? Come on now.
Gosh,
So
cords.
we would be bored.
No, the cords. You know that those phone cords, you'd have to like
Yeah.
stretch them out and go into the bathroom to have privacy.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then you would sometimes slam the door and cut them a little bit, and they would the sound would be staticky, and you'd have to replace the cord. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we're showing our age. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
aging ourselves really.
baby, you're sounding like you're roboting a little bit. Are you still there?
Oh, I'm here.
There you are. All right, baby. Anything else you want to mention? We need to wrap this baby up.
Oh no, I feel very good about this this talk. Everything that we had to say. I'm just yeah, no, I'm really pleased with everything.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed doing this show tonight. We had a wonderful time, and we shared a lot of great knowledge here, a lot of great things to help people. All right, baby, I'm going to put you backstage. You can leave when you want, and I'm going to shut this down. I'll be calling you briefly in about 15 minutes or so.
All right. Love
Thanks,
you.
baby. Love you. Love you. See you in a bit. Talk with you in a bit. Bye, babe.
Hey.
All right. That was my lady. We're at 3 hours and 5 minutes. We're going to wrap this baby up. Thank you to everyone for being here. Have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you all next time. Take care, and as always, be good to each other!